Now, remember, for those of you who were watching us on the YouTube, radio, and TV, just a few evenings ago, we were speaking about the mystic as it relates to Lalibela and Maskel, the 27th day of September. Now, you know the story of Maskel, how mystic it is that Hurricane Helene, according to what they were saying on Friday evening, massacred Georgia. Remember, it's 27th day of September, that is Maskel. And according to the story, that is when Empress Helena, literally the mother of Constantine, would have discovered the cross of Christ. Now, the story shows that she lighted the bonfire. The smoke from the bonfire went to the place where the cross of Christ was. And then, of course, the right arm eventually came back to Ethiopia. Empress Helene it is. But the story is very ancient, and ones argue about the scholarship and the historicity behind of it, if it is true or if it's just one of those allegorical myths. But the point is interesting that on the 27th day of September, you had Helena doing damage in Georgia. Remember, it's the Rock Church of St. George. I was showing you that the Rock Church of Kiddos lines up perfectly with the Southern Cross at midday on the 27th day of September. The heavens declare the glory. And interestingly, remember the comet now. The comet came into the perihelion with the sun on that day. That is A3. On that day, the same 27th day of September, the comet came into the perihelion with the sun. We explained all of this on the programs that we just did recently. And I highlighted to you now that in the year 2011, it was the comet known as Helene. Helene, interesting. You hear the term Helene now on the same 27th day of September. Helene would have crossed over basically the ecliptic of the earth, meaning that Helene came from the southern celestial hemisphere and crossed over, you hear that, crossed over onto the northern celestial hemisphere on the 27th day of September, but that was in 2011. That's Helene. Helene, you see? And Helene sounds very close to Helene again, Helena again. And remember, it is Queen Helena who they say would have discovered the cross of Christ, and Helene would have crossed over. You get what I'm saying? On this 27th day of September 2011. So I'm just showing you now this year. I'm talking about 2024, as I would have said previous evening, that a few evenings ago, that it is the celebration of Rastafari that we as Rastafari are celebrating. In fact, this is the 108th anniversary of Tafari becoming Rastafari and basically becoming the ruler of Ethiopia on the 27th day of September 1916. Check out Revelation 19 verse 16 and you see what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to show you now this year 2024, Maskel, the 27th day of September, a hurricane by the name of Helene. Same way. And on that day, according to the news, it was doing massive damage in Georgia. Now, of course, you know, the heavens declare the glory. The hurricane is the spirit of Marcus Garvey. And even if you are not with the story of Queen Helena, because even we ourselves, we understand the whole science of the allegory within it. But that shows you how dynamic the universe is. We showed you the first name storm. Can you remember this? The first name storm of this year, which is Alberto. Remember when it appeared? It appeared on June 19th. Juneteenth. It literally appeared on Juneteenth, and it appeared in Galveston, Texas. That was, you can check your records. In fact, the highest gust, 37 miles per hour wind, was in Galveston, Texas on Juneteenth, and that's the first named storm. On the very day, Galveston is where Juneteenth began, for those who do not know. So, I mean, that is as clear can get. And here again, we're talking about Maskel, universally celebrated, not just as a religious celebration, but as a cosmic encounter. For real, even our King of Kings would align himself with that. Rastafari, the 27th day. And again, you know the story. It's about Helene, who discovered the cross. And I showed you in 2011, Helene crossed over from the south to the north on the same 27th day of September. And as we speak, the second moon is coming in to join this moon in the Earth's orbit, which is really an asteroid. And already from the 27th day, the comet A3, this year I'm talking about 2024, is already doing the perihelion with the sun. And at the same time, a hurricane, the hurricane that's on the stage right now, which goes by the name of Helene, is doing damage in Girogis or in Georgia. Interesting, isn't it? Now, ones would say coincident. I mean, when you have 10 and 11 and 12 coincidences, it's gone beyond coincidence. Eh? It's just the mystics of the heavens. Yeah, you can take it or leave it, but it is what it is. Hey, give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari.